Sports, and your Goldstein. I'm Zach Weiss, back here with you. Now joining us is April Austin from the Point Park women's basketball team. April, thanks for coming in the show. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Just got back from a swimming pool workout for practice, so a little tired, but feeling good.
This is the part where Zach awkwardly tries to say the rappers' names. So that was Do It, Miko, Montana, one of those two, featuring K-Camp. Yeah, that was the radio version. All right, I got the K-Camp part right. I'll take that. But just starting off, just you guys are obviously the top seed after taking the KIC regular season crown. Just what's the mood of the team right now going into Saturday?
We have a week of practice. Today was our recovery day. We had 2 days yesterday, or Monday and Tuesday. We practiced hard, went hard. Coach called it quote-unquote boot camp for us. We ran a lot. Got up and down the court today. We did a swimming workout just so we can recover our muscles. And then prepare for Carlo for the next 2 days. Going over X's and O's and strategy for Carlo for the third time this season. So we're pretty pumped. We haven't been shooting well. I'm gonna guess for many reasons. One being that we played 5 games in 8 days, so a lot of us have been really tired. Legs are short, shots aren't falling. So this week we should do well come Saturday.
Can you kind of explain just a little bit about what you did, swimming pool workout?
We stretched for like 15 minutes in the beginning, and then we did a couple relays as far as a couple laps, high knees, calf raises, things like that. In the pool, we treaded water. We did a pyramid tread, which pretty much we tread water for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, then a minute, and went back down.
Just anyways, just from back to basketball, just what is it just like knowing you guys have had the struggles shooting, and how, again, with the week and the boot camps, how is that going to be a little bit different considering the familiar opponent in Carlo?
Well, on a personal level, I know myself, I've been nursing a strained hamstring ever since the first week of February at the Damon game. So myself, I haven't been shooting very well due to the reasons of trying to compensate my legs with my arms, and it just hasn't been falling. Although when we had off this past Sunday. Monday when I went to practice, I felt like 2 different people. My legs were back, just knocking down shots, obviously sprinting better, running better. So a day's rest goes a long way for us, which will help us this Saturday coming up. Even though we have had a week of practice, we've been breaking it down pretty well.
Being that you beat Carlo twice already this year, I believe you actually have a 10-game win streak against Carlo. Do you have a lot of confidence going into the game?
We do. However, when we win, our coach says after every time we play Carlo, he's always like, you guys don't seem happy, but you guys have to win. The last 2 times we played Carlo, we've won obviously, but we haven't played like we know how to play, I guess to say. They're a good team. They're a lot better than they've been in the past couple of years, but we haven't played a solid 40-minute game ourselves. So it's kind of been a struggle for us when we have competed against them. Hopefully this Saturday coming up we can change that.
Just how big of a factor is it that, for those of you who follow the season for Point Park and potentially Carlo, they have 2 players that will be missing that game? Just Pantojas, they're big, that's probably one of their leaders in the scoring department, and then Jesslyn Timko, who comes off the bench. Just how huge is the impact those 2 have on the team and frustrating you guys in the first 2 matches?
They both played pretty well. I believe the bigger girl, she's a bigger body, so she gets lots of boards, which I guess her presence will be missed for them on Saturday. And also Jess, I believe that's her name, Jess broke her leg in the last time we played them. And she is one of their key scorers. But I think we'll capitalize on that and hopefully get the W.
Because you guys played a lot of games in the last 8 days or so, do you fear that there's going to be a fatigue factor going to this game? Maybe, since obviously the start, I'm sure you'll be excited for a playoff game, but once you get further into the game.
No, I don't think so. Like I said, we had off Sunday, and then we have a full weeks of practice. But our coaches do a very good job with maintaining our when we go back and forth with each other as far as compact and what we do throughout the week. That we shouldn't be fatigued. That shouldn't be an excuse. However, it's a playoff game. It's our first playoff game. It's Carlow, you know, the inner city rivalry, and we're home. So I think fatigue won't be a factor in the game.
How motivated are you guys, though, knowing your senior day was a loss, the game against Carlow was kind of a limp win, so to speak, and then your last loss against West Virginia Tech. In addition, the Raiders haven't given you guys the love that you guys deserve. Just what's that motivation defending the #1 seed and trying to get a berth in, hopefully, to Sioux City?
You know, we take it a game at a time. We try not to focus on the rankings, although they're nice. You know, being ranked top 25, and obviously no one in the CAG has been ranked all year in the top 25, which I guess that's a respect factor for our conference. But then again, as long as you keep winning, then it really doesn't matter what you're ranked. So we take it a game at a time. You know, we play Carlow the first round, then we gotta win the second round, and then you gotta win the third. You gotta win the championship to get to the tournament. So I guess, long story short, we've really been focusing on the conference tournament. If we can win the conference tournament, then there's no option of not making it to the national tournament.
You've been in the KIAC for a year now. Obviously, you know, maybe you have been, or the conference itself has been disrespected a little bit since you don't get teams ranked nationally. Why do you think that is, and do you think that this conference deserves to have more consideration to be ranked nationally?
From playing in this new conference, it's pretty much up in the air, if that makes sense. A lot of teams, for example, Carlow and our team, when we play teams in our conference, we play, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got to travel on the road, play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whereas the other teams in our conference, they play like a Tuesday, Saturday schedule, which helped us out, I guess, in the long run, because earlier in the season we played so many games. However, I believe that we don't get a lot of respect because it's up for grabs. So everyone is competing with everyone. Teams are the lower teams are beating the higher seed teams, and back and forth. People are splitting, tying, that sort of thing.
Just looking at it from your team's perspective, but in addition to shooting and keep doing what you guys are doing, hold them under 30 first half, hold them under 60 for the game, just what are those keys to, just again, one game at a time, trying to defeat Carlow on Saturday?
That holding, our Coach Grinner preaches holding the team under 60 each game. That has helped us a long way, considering these past couple games we haven't shot well at all. And as long as we play defense, then we should be able to win. Although, once we do get on and we do continue to play defense, then there's no stopping us, really. So, this week has been so far it's been a good week. We've been extremely focused at practice, running our sets, getting in it, going hard for a good solid hour and a half, and getting out. So to prepare for Carlow, and then we got these next 2 days, and then we play on Saturday. So I think we'll be ready.
You're a senior. Same as a lot of other seniors also. Is there any fear at all that this could be your last game? Obviously, you've won a lot of games against Carlow, but are you worried about potentially having your last game?
It's funny you said that, because at practice yesterday I told the girls, I was like, listen, this could be potentially our last week of practice for the people that aren't returning, myself and the 4 others, and they're like, well, wow, that if you really put it in perspective, this could be the last week of practice. But that's not an option for us. It's not an option for myself, I know it's not an option for the rest of the team or for our coaching staff. We are going to try to compete to go to the national tournament once again, and hopefully try to win our conference championship. And if Carlow comes first, then that's our first. We'll try to get our first W there.
Just what's that thing, that one thing that Coach has really been saying in practice? He'll say over and over again to try to push you guys to just keep going, or do your best, or just get this W on Saturday.
He's focused. Well, key focus. It's a long season. We've been playing since September. You know, I missed the first 9 games, but it's been a long season. It's you know, you go from summer ball, then you go straight into preseason, then you go into season, then you have postseason. So it's a long season. Stay focused. Keep your eye on that one goal and do whatever you do to get there.
We've seen this program grow a lot since you first got here. You had a couple 14 and 13 seasons. Then you have the 20-win season last year, and now 22 wins this year. So, just could you talk a little bit about how you've seen the women's basketball program grow and develop at Point Park?
When I first got here, the women's program was still developing, I guess, so to speak. You know, we had some good players come in. Ashley Henderson, who was a D1 transfer, and then we had a couple locals like Brittany Wilson from West Mifflin. So we had the players. We had a good coaching staff. We just couldn't. What's the word I want to say? We couldn't execute, I guess to say. You know, we played a good 20-minute half. Then we didn't finish off the game 2-3 years ago, and now since last season we have been accustomed to winning and accustomed to our goals as far as, you know, keep the team under 60 points, playing good defense, executing our offenses and things like that. Coaches pretty much have trained us to win, so to speak. So now we're accustomed to winning, so we don't want to go back. We want to progress and get better and better. So instead of, you know, a 21 season, we want a 31 season or something like that. So we just try to get better each year. And from last year and the years prior, we have gotten better every year so far. So hopefully that continues that trend.
Last one, we'll get you out on this. Just, you kind of hit it, and Coach Grenick said it at the banquet last year. It seemed like we were fearing teams before this. Now they fear us. Just what does it mean to be respected as a team now, with the 20 wins and 20 win seasons in a row?
It feels good. I mean, you know, we don't really want we don't want to be the spotlight, but, you know, I guess it comes along with the territory. If you're winning, then it's great. If you're not if you're winning, everyone loves you. If you're not winning, you're not anyone, so to speak. So, you know, we're winning now. We're doing well. As long as we keep it in within ourselves, our team, our coaches, to focus on our goals and what we need to get done, then there's no turning back. So we should be all right.
All right, that was April Austin. Thank you so much for coming in. This time WPPJ has a broadcast 2 p.m., although you can show up it's recommended you show up. They want a packed house for the game against Carlo. Knock on wood, should they win that game, IU Southeast for the semis, and even more fingers crossed for the finals, and hopefully a trip to Sioux City, Iowa, because Zach deserves one, the team deserves one even more. So we're up against a break. When we come back, we will have Jimmy Taylor from the men's basketball team. You're listening to A to Z Sports on WPPJ 670 AM.